Hello, I'm Otto, and welcome to episode 9 of my Factorio post-novice guide. So in the last episode, we set up a uh, train station provider for all the stuff in the starter base, or in the starter area. It will be collecting some initial coal, calcite, sulfuric acid, and tungsten ore for us. We also set up a long train path to get down to where we are moving to. We got a bunch of bots to bring over our cargo landing pad and our stuff in storage. And we also set up this train station for receiving the items. What the heck is going on? I have no idea what's happening right now. Wait, what? Okay, so I guess our train station is moved. Anyways, so we need to get rid of a bunch of stuff. We need to get some more explosives going. Cliff explosives. So we are going to use our parameterized blueprint to just drop a few more. I think maybe 5 or 6 is fine. And we need some more barrels. This needs power. Okay, so we have a lot to do in this episode. It's probably going to be a little bit longer. And that's okay. We need to get rid of a bunch of... Oh, I missed some stuff. We need to get rid of some cliffs. We need to get rid of a demolisher down here because he's going to be in the way. And actually, we did not set this up to bring in like everything that we need. We didn't set this up for the Vulcanus supplies, which is going to be bringing in the ammo. And let's just bump this up. We also need some reinforced concrete. Let's do like 1,000. Well, it's the rocket. Because we will need to make some more rockets at some point. Might as well bring that stuff in. Okay, so we also need to set up some trains, get those going. So these were set up with mining. We need to set them up for requesting. Vertical flip. So this is going to be calcite. This is going to be tungsten ore. This is coal. And this one is a liquid provider. For sulfuric acid, we need to name these. So this one was tungsten provider. And this needs to be connected here and here to limit the amount of trains coming in. Set limit. This one is sulfuric acid provider. One is calcite. And provider chest. Not E. Oh, and I did not set the limit on the other one. This was coal. These will all need to be connected. And we are going to request in some uranium fuel, nuclear fuel. We'll just do 10 for each of these. That way it can kind of, like, we probably don't need 10, but we're gonna do 10. So copy that and paste it onto each one of these. Every single one of the trains that we're gonna have is going to come through this point at some point. We also want to send out our signal coming from here. Again, it's probably not necessary, but you know, I like doing it. No. It helps limit the amount of trains that we're going to be, like, that we need. And then we're going to need a radar. Looks like this guy is not in coverage, so we need a roboport over here as well. Okay, where's my baby city block? Okay, we also need a shunting station, so we're going to largely just reuse the one that we have. It is going to be much smaller though, so we're going to cut, like, I don't know, like half of it. We will eventually need to go through and add some more of the rail signals because we missed a bunch of those, so... Alright, bots. What? Get back here. Like, just... Oh, we need... Okay, hold on. I'm not going to worry about this right now, though. We need to get a demolisher down. You guys stop. Leave that for the other bots. Okay. We also need to... So not only do we have this set up, or need to have this set up, we... need power over here as well. Did I even... Oh, I started to I didn't finish connecting. Okay, all our signals are going. We need some ammo. Where is... Let's trash unrequested. Yes, bring me the ammo. Perfect timing. Okay, so while they're doing that, we can kind of start to set this up. All of these are disabled by the control behavior. Did I not set this? Oh, I didn't connect the roboport, or not the roboport, the radar. Okay, now all of those are active. So they will only turn on when we actually need them. We need to bring in all the resources for this too. So I'm going to start that. And then the bots can just take it from there. Ah, there we go. Sulfuric acid is done. This one is also going to be easy. Just kind of branch this off, and then it will branch off here. And branch off here. Calcite will also be easy. Oh, not that far. Where is it? There it is. Calcite will come through here. We're just going to spaghetti all of this in. coal. Okay, we need to remove these. We are going to double up on the coal. So I like to keep a space in the middle so that the power stations can have access to both sides. Why are you not gonna, like, I hate it when this happens. Like, that should just be the default state. Okay, so we are going to have 2 branches come off. This one is going to priority right. This one will just naturally filter and have a priority on whatever else it needs. And we are going to connect them. We can just toss it in the middle here. That's fine. Okay, and the bots can handle the rest. As for the demolisher, I'm not going to sit here and babysit it. We're just going to set something up and then allow him to come find us when he's ready. But we're just going to get to the corner. And we are going to double up our blueprint. Now, we're going to lose a lot. Like, we're going to lose a lot of ammo. You typically lose somewhere between, like, 40, maybe 30 on the low end, and, I don't know, close to 60 of these things when a medium demolisher is involved. We're going to encourage him to come down here, too, by adding a baby city block. I don't want to add it too far because I think he might try to go for these first. Or at least this is what's going to entice him to come this way. Probably this one in the corner. So he'll, hopefully if he comes from the bottom, he'll come straight up maybe this way. If he's coming from the corner, he'll come in at an angle. I think at an angle is probably ideal. Sometimes I'll even like bait some of his attacks by putting a single out front. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And we also need to set up some trains. So we're going to set up a couple of trains. We can start here. And we need some liquid trains. Yeah, that should be sufficient. Their train groups are set to go, so we are good. Okay, so we need to talk about our bus. I have some cliff explosives. So initially I was thinking that we were going to start the bus up here and work our way down. Like into this area. So I was going to have it come down through here. I would rather have it go sideways. So we're going to start it somewhere over here and go this way. I did uncover some sections over here and cleared out a couple of the demolishers. I also like that it ends at tungsten ore because worst case scenario, we can always maybe mine out some extras and belt that over to supply, like if we are starting to run out of tungsten steel / tungsten plate. That is a huge pressure point for when we're setting stuff like this up. I also want to eventually use this coal. And because of the coal liquefaction recipe, we end up burning through so much coal. We need plastic for red circuits, which we will have on the bus. And we need lots of coal for, I mean, because this is basically our oil supply. Oh, this is perfect. We're probably going to lose like 30 or 40. Oof. 57. Oh, his lava got the rest. Okay. whatever, it is what it is. One less thing that we have to take care of now. So let's clear out a section, or get the bots to start clearing out a section, I should say. I also need room for, we're gonna make a deconstruction planner for cliffs. Yeah, we need to deal with that too. Let's get we'll just get the boss to do it. I know, how many times have you heard me, even just in this episode, be like, I'll just get the boss to do it. We will also need to kind of pay attention to our power. Now we're good. Like 106, 180, whatever, 183 slots. The trains are kind of... Wait, where? Yeah, they can't find the path because of this guy right here. So that will be resolved soon enough. Okay, so the bus. Let's talk about that real quick. We are going to have the bus kind of, like, we're going to clip a little bit of this. But we're going to leave this section open to mine this out. So we're going to start somewhere in here. Where did I just place that? Okay, so for the bus, there's obviously a couple things that we know we'll need, and then there's going to be some things that we maybe don't necessarily know that we need at the moment. So we know we need calcite. Calcite, we only need one belt. It's only used in a few recipes. Most of it is kind of front-loaded a little bit. We need it for turning lava into molten iron and lava into molten copper. We also need it for steam, and we need steam for water. There will be other things like explosives and artillery. We're not going to like have a dedicated line for any of this. We're just going to get the bots to do a lot of this stuff. So in general, when you're doing bot stuff, it's okay to use the logistics bots, and they've optimized the game a lot better for using bots. It's not nearly as bad as it used to be. Like before, if you had a if you had a bot base, it could get pretty UPS intensive. And there's a lot of situations where bots are better. Like usually it's like very short-term mass moving of items. They can move things, like if we had a chest that was here and one that was here and we wanted to move things from here to here, they can move things from here to here way faster than a belt and inserters can. So there's not many cases that we will end up doing that. But anyways, this is tungsten ore. We're going to have 2 of these. Because we're going to have one for tungsten carbide that will replace, and one for tungsten plate, not steel. Yeah, I still think it's so funny that they call this one tungsten steel and the actual item tungsten plate. Whatever. Okay, and then we know we need coal, and we need a lot of coal, so those are going to be coal. We're going to leave this line open for whatever we might want to use it for. Chances are we're not going to use it, but you know what? We've got a space available if needed. This is going to be our liquid line. So for liquids, we need lubricant. As a matter of fact, everything that lubricant is used for, we will be making eventually at some point on this planet. So this, obviously, this is like the main thing that we want on this planet besides the foundry and the big mining drill. This is huge. We also need lubricant for the foundry, and we need lubricant for electric engine units. Electric engine units, we won't have a dedicated build for it. We will just kind of make it somewhere, just kind of poke it in and the bots can handle it from there. Because we really only need it for the big mining drill. I mean, we could use it for some of this other stuff if we wanted. We're not going to be, not that we're not going to. We could make some of the spacefaring components here if we wanted to, but we're not going to. Unless we end up, I don't think we're going to do the upcycling asteroid thing, but we're not going to cover that in this, since this is a kind of just a guide for roughly what new players would deal with. So we need a light oil. The only reason we even need the light oil on the bus is because it's nice to just kind of have it organized. We're only using it for rocket fuel. We need petroleum gas because there are a lot of things that we need petroleum gas. Well, not a lot. We need it for plastic, and we need it for rocket fuel. We are not going to be converting to sulfur. I mean, maybe not. Like, if we did convert into sulfur, like, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. We would only need it for the cliff explosives, or explosives for cliff explosives, but or if we ever decided to move blue science this way. But so sulfuric acid, we're just mining out of the ground. We don't need it for that at all. So that's a non-issue, but we will have this on the bus as well. And sulfuric acid, one of the main things that we need on this planet. This is our basically power supply, and we use it for the blue circuits and initially for carbon and tungsten carbide. But it is our power supply largely. And then we have molten copper and molten iron. So as far as the lava goes, we are going to be giving the lava lane. We're going to give the lava lane to the copper because we're going to do iron first and then copper second. So once the copper is given its lava, we no longer need lava. That's literally the only thing we need it for is these two recipes. So yeah. And I think that is it for the liquids. We also need some blue circuits, red circuits, and we're going to have at least 2 lanes for green circuits. We could probably do 3 or 4 lanes, but you know what? If we want to add a 3rd lane, we can. I don't know if we wanted to do like LDS. Like, we only need LDS for rocket components, so it's not really a big deal to make a dedicated slot for LDS. We'll just do that right next to wherever the rockets are, similar to what we did on Novice. But anyways, this is for the most part going to be our bus. So now we just need to figure out where are we going to bring this stuff in. So let's go up to our train station, and we need to export a lot of this. So this is calcite. We already know how to set one of these up, so we're just going to... Calcite is going to be like that. And thankfully we have a lot more room to deal with this time, or to deal with these. And the calcite, we only want 1 belt, so we're just going to have 1 coming out here. Oh, please tell me this is going to fit. Ooh, we just made it. All right. Okay, and then we need to squeeze coal in past this guy. Nope. All right, where did our... Making sure I set that up on the right line. Okay, so we're not going to put this right up next to the roboport. We are going to leave room, like, just in case we decide to bring something else in. Okay, so another thing, we have this nice little lava puddle right here, so this is going to cause some problems for us. So what we're going to do is we're going to have the lava. Okay, we need to set up some lava, which conveniently we have right back here. But we're going to have, ooh, look at that. That just lined up perfectly. Yeah, so we're going to have the lava come into here, and we're going to start our molten iron here, and molten copper is going to be right next door. I want to have this like really expandable, so we have like a ton of room, and we're never going to go up this way with it, but you know what? We always have the option to create more. I didn't want to put them in here, but we can repurpose this area. We can use this for, because the lava and the, that's right, the molten iron and the molten copper recipes have a byproduct of stone. So we can actually export the stone and send it back to these two grids and use that to create some stone bricks, some concrete and reinforced concrete and stuff like that. So that is what we're going to do with that space. But for now, let's build us set us up the bomb, set us up the base. We're going to start building our lava into, oh my gosh, I hit Alt again. And actually, let's get rid of these. We can just move those back here. And those will be our reference points. How are those trains coming along? Okay, we have a problem somewhere. Where is it? These are not limited. Why are these not limited? These are not going. Really? Still? Okay, let's fix that real quick. And it looks like we have a train limit problem over there. I think that maybe they're set for 3. And we need them to be set for 2. There they go. Okay, so let's set these up. Yeah, they were set for 3. Right now, it's not a big deal that we have them backing up on the line. But you never know which direction you might end up going. Like, we could branch, like if they were backed up here, like we could eventually branch this through here to maybe get to more of this stuff instead of just belting it over. Like, there's lots of different options. This could come down, like, you never know. So we want to limit them to being on the stacker. Okay, that is fixed. Let's get into the build. We are 28 minutes into this. I said it was going to be a little bit longer of an episode, and I want to get a lot done. Okay, so this is going to be calcite. And this is the only physical thing. This is the only belted item that we're bringing in. We are also bringing in lava. And we need foundries. So we are going to do 4 wide, and the reason why, we could fit a 5th one and squeeze, whoops, and squeeze some stuff in, but you will see shortly. The recipe for these puts out 3.75 stone per second. That is quite a lot. That basically means that something like 12 of these is enough to fill up a full blue belt worth of stone. So we're going to have multiple stone belts coming out if we want this to be expandable. We need to have lots of room. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are actually going to have lava be on the inside. I'm going to copy this and rotate it. And we are going to have calcite be brought in the middle. No. Calcite is not being brought into the middle. That is the export for stone. This needs to move. This is the calcite. Alright, so calcite is coming in here. And stone is being... let's figure out how we're going to get the lava in here first. Oh, okay, well, that was easy. Why did I cut? I didn't mean to cut that. Okay, and then stone is coming out here. And the only thing that we have to worry about now is getting power in here. We could separate these by 2. Because we're not going to get these in anywhere over here. You know what? Let's try it. I want to make sure that we have enough room for stone. That's enough for 3 belts if we need. We're probably only going to start with 2. Okay. That did not even cover. No! If I put the iron ore on the outside, let's just flip these. So we're going to cut this and horizontally flip that. Did I not cut this? There, now we have full coverage. Okay, let's copy this down here and vertically flip so that we can bring in the calcite here. And as for the stone, we're going to have 2 belts, so it is going to look something like this. Similar to what we've done with the green circuits. So this will be input priority right. And this will be output priority left. Force it all onto this belt to make room for what's over here. Here we go. And that is our lava build, whatchamacallit? Iron, molten iron. And the nice thing about this, on top of it being... What? Oh, should not have included those in the blueprint. Why is... Wait, what? Oh, that's in the wrong direction. There we go. Now that is expandable. There. These are connecting, which is great. Oh, this is perfect. And the nice thing about this is that is the exact same thing as our... I should have left more room. In the old days, I used to... Oh, not the old days, but... I used to make like a measuring stick and make sure that I would have them be a certain distance away from the bus. Okay, so all these can just be turned into molten copper. Copy, paste, 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 paste. And there we go. We have 2 builds down. The stone is going to be weird. We're going to have to jump the roboports, which is fine. Okay, that is quite a bit, quite funky, but you know what, it is what it is. So let's filter these output priority to the left and the left. This one's probably not necessary, but it is what it is. Why did we not get any... Oh, we didn't even set up the lava. Oh my gosh. Alright, so real quick. One thing that I like to do with the lava is I like to have way too many. So we're just going to put a bunch of these down. They take no power. They cost no resources. Lava is infinite. This is way overkill and it way doesn't matter. We can literally just pull as much as we want out of here. And then we are good to go. Okay, so let's set the lava up. Where is my lava? Come on, bots. Let's go. Lava. Oh, come on. One more. There it is. Activate. Yeah. All right. Let's make sure they're all working. This one's not getting lava. It's going to be the same thing over here. No, did I not? No, these are fine. Okay, let's carry this down. Do the same thing here, get our molten copper going. So as you can see, like it's not like they produce a ton of... Oh, we gotta get export this. Oh my gosh, okay. We're quite a bit of ways into this video, so we'll just bring this out to here. Oh, we are going to need this to go backwards because of the concrete. And then the molten copper. This is the last point that we need the lava, and we are not going to need copper backwards. So we can just let that continue forwards. Come on, bots, let's do this. Alright, so we have lava. Lava goes all the way through. Lava goes all the way through on both sides. Just the calcite. Now these are queued up and ready to go. Make sure everything's working. I didn't check to see if every single one of these over here was working, but... if these are all working, and it looks like they are, then we should be fine. Okay. Whew! That was a lot of stuff to go through, and we still have a lot more. Okay, if you have been enjoying my content, well, you know what to do. If you would like to access these blueprints, I give them freely in my Discord, so yeah, be sure to join the Discord. In the next episode, we're just going to bulldoze as much as we can. We are going to go through and set up tungsten carbide. We are going to set up tungsten plate. We are going to maybe... we're going to need to get to a point where we can get off of this over here. Where did it go? We need to not rely on all of this junk for all of the stuff that we need. So the faster that we can get all of this moved, the better. So we can get rid of this. This is already covered. This will be covered soon. So let's do that. In the next episode, we're going to aim for tungsten carbide, tungsten steel plate, whatever. We're going to just slam some concrete stuff down. Which, to be honest, we already kind of have a blueprint for. We can just reuse our old concrete from Novice. for the most part. It is going to be a little bit different. So we can just, you know, yeah, we can largely just use this. We are not going to use, okay, sorry. Let me back up. We're going to largely use this. We will need to build water on the spot. Concrete can be built in the foundry. Iron sticks in the foundry. And steel. So a lot of that is going to be built on site. We will kind of determine how much we want or need. We honestly, we don't need that much. The only thing we need reinforced concrete for on the planet is for the foundry, and if for some reason, oh, and the artillery stuff. And if for some reason we wanted to make elevated rails here, which is an option considering that we basically get stone for free, and it's way faster to craft steel. Yeah, so anyways, that is going to be it for me for this episode. I know it was another long episode. Yeah, so I will see you in the next one, and thanks for watching.